Hello there, and welcome to KnowThyselfUniversity.net's book reviews. This particular segment is actually the intro that's going to go in front of all of the intro book reviews. So for this next 30 videos, you're going to see a lot of books that we're going to bring up, and I'm going to show you why it's helpful in my life and could be helpful in yours also. And in this intro, I wanted you just to know that this gives you an opportunity to get the books that we're going to be talking about and let you know why we're doing the books, but also to let the authors of these books know that once we do get into the in-depth portion of the book reviews, we're not going to just sit there and read page for page of your books. We want to basically just highlight your book and basically be a good commercial so that we can refer other people to these particular books and other books you may have. So we're not going to just sit here and just give away your whole book for free online. That's not what we're about. But we want to highlight certain books just so that people can get a taste of what we like to get into in order for us to know ourselves better and to know thyself university. That is how you know the universe. And this particular book, I'll be quick, that for this month we're going to be highlighting Shawn Stevenson's book, the Sleep Smarter book. It includes a 14-day plan for you to get restful sleep and why it's important. 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to better body, better health, and bigger success. Shawn Stevenson with the foreword by Sarah Gottfried. This is this month's highlighted book that we're going to be showcasing. So you're going to see this for all the other videos. Okay, sit tight, enjoy, please subscribe, share, and comment on other books that you might want us to review also. Peace. This one is about pharmacology. Now, once again, this is one of the quick reference guides from the people from the quickstudy.com. Very excellent. Once again, like I was telling you with the different language ones I have, I've got them in Arabic, Chinese, I got some Spanish ones, got Japanese. Got hundreds of these just laying around the house, and I usually tuck, when I'm going on trips, I tuck a couple of these in my bag just so I can read on a train, plane, and if I'm driving, of course, I can't use it, but you know, when I stop somewhere, I like just going back over it. But the reason why I chose this particular one, Pharmacology, I saw it, I don't remember what truck stop, or I could have seen this one at a health store. But for those of us like myself that are into herbology, it is very beneficial for you to understand the language of pharmacology. Even though you're coming from a holistic realm, you look a lot more credible when you at least understand the technology, the technological verbiage that goes along with your art. Because you'll find out that you'll be using a lot of the same terminology that doctors use if you do understand this. And let me go into why I'm saying this. You're going to go into definitions like pharmacodynamics, which is the study of the mechanisms of action of drugs within the body and how drugs produce their effects in the body. Now, you might think at first listening to that it has nothing to do with you because you're a herbologist. But as a herbalist, you're supposed to understand that that's exactly what the phytonutrients are doing. There are different chemicals in the plants that are doing these things. So when you're talking to a doctor, you're talking to a client who's afraid, and you just let them know to tell their doctors to, that you're, you know, when you can tell them, when people say, how do I know your stuff works? And you say, we basically work on the same principles by which the slow onset of using these particular herbs, you know, the body will absorb them, and we work within a therapeutic range so that it's not too harsh for your body. And, you know, just using that type of terminology is exactly what a pharmacologist would know and have to understand about how drugs are used in the body. And I like it because it makes me that much of a better herbalist when someone is asking me questions and they're taught. And the good thing for you is, if you are a herbalist, people are taught that drugs are the only way anyway. And you're taught in medical school that the only thing that can cure an ailment is a drug. And I like the fact to know that the word drug just means dried herb. That's what the word came from. It didn't mean a chemicalized portion of some type of pablin made by somebody in the lab. It was actually dried leaves, you know what I'm saying, or plant material. But yeah, we're going to go into different definitions that even for people who are already in pharmacology school, you'll know these will be a nice review. But I figure for everyone to understand the Western medicine way and the allopathic way, and how that both of those can go in tangent, go in hand. They don't have to be diametrically opposite of each other. And when we both, just like, since I'm a linguist, if you're speaking the correct language, you can be understood. And that was something that when I used to go head to head with a lot of doctors, when I was talking about herbology, they sort of look at you like, you're a quack, you know what you're talking about. You haven't gone to the higher echelon schools that I've gone to. You know, you're a little beneath me. So when I always show them that I did have I read the same textbooks they read in school, because they're free for anybody to use. The woman I used to be with, that's a doctor now, I used to read a lot of her books. I used to even go to some of her classes sometimes, because I just like studying biology. I like studying chemistry, and I like reading it. Where a lot of people I don't pick up books on sports. This is what I pick up. I'm an Imhotep. You know what I'm saying? Not a so-called geek, because I don't bite the heads off of rats and stuff like that. Not a so-called nerd, which is nerd, which is drunk spelled backwards. But a straight Imhotep. You know, I believe in studying knowledge. So just some of the words we'll be going through. Pharmacokinetics. Schedule of drug classes. Those are very interesting, like heroin, LSD, you know, examples of C1 to C4 class drugs. Pharmacodynamics, different drug names, have the chemical name, generic name, trade name, and we'll get into that, because you probably always wondered why when you go to the dentist or something like that, they give you a drug and you're like, I thought I was going to get amoxicillin, or I thought you said I was going to get penicillin. You're going to see there are different main drug names, and there's a generic form of that drug that still works the same and all this. But adrenocorticoids, alpha adrenetics, blockers, anticholinetics. And we're going to get into some names. Penicillin, you know that is opioid mixed. Phenolphthaleins, nucleoside reverse transcriptase. For those that used to do a lot of research into the so-called AIDS, HIV and stuff, there's a lot of talk about reverse transcriptase and what that is. We can even get a little deeper into what that is. Nitrates, you know what I'm saying, or diuretics. I mean, this one is pretty good. I'm glad I picked it up. I read it like years ago, but it's time to go back into it. As you see, even the pronunciation of a lot of these words, we got to get our Latin on. We're going into here, but it's going to going through this one is going to make us a lot more of a well-rounded scientific person, understanding the terminology and basically the study, the general study. Now, once again, like in that last one we showed you, this is just, for people taking classes online. It's a study aid. It's a supplement. So you can't just read this and think you're a pharmacologist, but you're going to know some things. So when you go up to that medicine counter or even talking to your doctor, you're going to be a lot more intelligent this time after we go through this. Once again, this is pharmacology. And there's anything else you read? Protease inhibitors. So this one these are just all the different categories of things. Protease inhibitors, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, skeletal muscle relaxant 2, things like that. We're going to get deep into this. So only my true nerds and people that's probably already into this and people who might want to enhance, because as we're going over certain things, I'm going to be inputting my knowledge of herbology into it also. And that's what's going to make this pretty interesting. So it's going to be cool for anybody. Check it out once we get deeper into it. But this is just a review, letting you know, go ahead, check out quickstudy.com. You can probably download it from there. And then for any questions and things you might want to get deeper in, if you might be a pharmacologist yourself, please subscribe and share, and we can talk about it, because I might have certain questions about certain things myself. As it has to do with certain titles, certain things I've heard about, but since I didn't go to medical school. I was going to, but I wanted to go the holistic method. I saw that's where my vibration was. But I, like anybody else that went to law school and went to med school, I think I'm intelligent enough to read, and I can memorize what I read. I can memorize a crap load of stuff. And I can understand it. I can do the chemistry. I can do the math. But, my calling is somewhere else. I want to teach. I want to help other people and show other people that it's not really over your head. And I'm going to show you how to break these things down also. And we're going to learn together, too. This is a lot of review for me also. Once again, Pharmacology, quick reference guide. Well, thanks again for joining us today at KnowThyselfUniversity.net's online school. Hopefully this book review, or this intro to the book review, wet your whistle a little bit and gave you an insight of what we deal with when we deal with a lot of these books, and show the significance that a lot of these books and what reading really does is very, very detrimental to your health if you're not reading books these days. But please subscribe, share, and get these books so that we can talk further once we get deeper into these books. Once again, this has been Lorenzo McCoy. Share, subscribe, comment, and let everybody know this is the place to be for reading books. Thank you.